Four thoroughly entertaining matches in the Australia Cup quarter-finals. We're going to go through all the matches, discuss what we saw in these games, what we learnt, and of course we've got two epic semi-finals on the way as well. We'd love to hear from you guys. What were your big takeaways from these four games? Looking at the results, first of all, Heidelberg United with an incredible 4-0 victory over the A-League side Wellington Phoenix. Avondale FC defeated Brisbane City 6-2, a high-scoring affair there in Melbourne. Sydney FC 1, Auckland FC 1, Auckland FC going through on penalties in that game, and Newcastle Jets defeating Macarthur 3-0, an impressive performance there from Newcastle Jets. So let's start off on Tuesday night, where Heidelberg United were hosting Wellington Phoenix and put in an incredible performance to defeat Wellington 4-0, especially coming off the previous result the week before in the round of 16, that 3-0 win for Heidelberg United over Western Sydney Wanderers. We knew heading into this game that Heidelberg United were going to be a really tricky team, and a lot of us went as far, myself included, to predict Heidelberg United to get the win in this game. But I don't think anyone expected a result like this. Look, Wellington Phoenix, we said it in the predictions video we did leading into the quarterfinals that, they've done well, obviously, to get to this stage in the Cup, but the performances themselves haven't necessarily been all that convincing from Wellington Phoenix. Heidelberg United, who are coming off a fantastic NPL Victoria season and have recently qualified for the Australia Championship happening later this year. They were just fantastic in this game. Defensively, so strong, and moving forward on the counter-attack, they just look so dangerous. And again, we talk about some of those star players they have, even players with that A-League experience, the likes of Ben Collins in defence, who is fantastic again, Anthony Lesiotis in midfield as well, and even some of the players who we are learning more and more about through this Cup run and through this past NPL Victoria season. A 4-0 victory, just a convincing all-round performance from Heidelberg United. And I tell you what, they've got the biggest test coming up next. Coming up against Auckland FC in the semi-final, that is the toughest challenge that Heidelberg United will face this year, the A-League Men's Premiers. So it's a huge one coming up, but I tell you what, they are heading into the semi-finals now with a huge amount of confidence. And joining Heidelberg United in the semi-finals will be Avondale FC, another team from NPL Victoria. Credit to these clubs, man, from Victoria, who often are really strong in the Cup, and we do see a lot of Cup sets from the clubs in Victoria. And Avondale FC, one of the Australian Championship clubs, who again are just having a fantastic NPL Victoria season as well. 6-2 win against Brisbane City. They got the scoring underway early on. Manny Agwek, again, just an incredible form at the moment, especially even just in the Australia Cup with all the goals that he has scored. But a hat-trick in this game for Agwek, 4th minute, 16th minute, 56th minute as well. 3 more goals there for Avondale FC. They will be disappointed conceding those couple of goals in the second half, obviously, but they are showing in this tournament that they are capable of scoring goals. Coming up against Newcastle Jets in the next semi-final, I'll tell you what, just looking ahead quickly, that could well be a goal fest. I could see that game. You've got two pretty dangerous attacking sides. Newcastle Jets are looking good in attack at the moment. That semi-final could certainly be a goal fest. But Manny Agwek, you just look at his performance in this game and the goals that he scored. He's a player who has been on the books at some A-League clubs in the past, and I'm sure he'll be attracting plenty of interest now from A-League clubs just based off his current form, especially with a number of clubs still looking for strikers. Even looking at my club, Central Coast Mariners, who I'm sure are looking to sign some forwards for this season, and Agwek was at the Mariners a few years back. So I tell you what, I wouldn't mind having Manny Agwek back in the Mariners based on his current form. And overall, just a really entertaining game to watch. 8 goals in the end, a fantastic quarter-final. Avondale FC, they'll be high on confidence as well heading into the semi-finals. And then the Saturday night prime time game, 2 A-League heavyweights, Sydney FC, Auckland FC, who played out some really tight and intense battles in the A-League season last campaign. This again was a really tight matchup between these two teams. Not too many clear-cut chances throughout this game. We did a live watch along for this game as well on Saturday night. Thanks to everyone who joined us for our live stream for this game. Had plenty of drama towards the end. The goals finally came. Lockie Brooks scoring his first goal for Auckland FC, and Joe Lolly hitting back just a couple minutes later. You look at the lineups for both teams as well. Again, Auckland fielding a very strong lineup for this match. Some of their star players there involved in that lineup, whereas for Sydney FC, again, still missing a couple key players, but the youngsters who again are performing for them. I was impressed with Cole O'Connor off that left wing. He was looking really dangerous, very eager to shoot whenever he had the opportunity. Paul O'Connor, again, just a really impressive performance in the heart of midfield. Just a really dramatic penalty shootout. We really feel for youngster Matthias Macarthur, who has already scored a goal in this Australia Cup back in the round of 32 and has a really bright future ahead of him. But just a really really shocking miss. I mean, one of the most incredible penalty misses I've ever seen. Just completely got the contact all wrong. So I really feel for him. But again, he's got such a bright career ahead of him. He's a top player. And then Joe Lolly as well, the player who you'd expect to slot home his penalty, already scored earlier in the night. He misses his penalty as well. Just a really disappointing way for Sydney FC to lose there in that penalty shootout. But Auckland FC, man, they hold on, they go through, and they are heading through to the semi-finals to take on Heidelberg United. They could be the first ever team from outside Australia to win the Australia Cup. And I tell you what, I'm going to say it now, I think they may well be favourites to win this tournament. You just look at the team they have on paper, the performances they put in so far. This was probably their worst performance in the Australia Cup run up to this point. It wasn't a bad performance by Auckland FC, but they were obviously just much more dominant in those last couple of games. But coming up against A-League opposition here, it was a bit more of an even battle overall. But from here on out, man, Auckland FC, they're eyeing the trophy here, no doubt. And then the final game, Newcastle Jets Macarthur FC, a 3-0 win. I went up to this game up in Maitland. It was a really nice afternoon for football, and Newcastle Jets, I tell you what, this was the result, I think. This is the performance that has indicated to us that they could be the real deal this season. I mean, we often say that when teams go on really strong runs in the Australia Cup, and then sometimes they can sort of really fade away in the A-League season and have a poor campaign. But with the confidence that Newcastle Jets are playing with at the moment, there's a real confidence with the way they played. They're very positive. Even from the start in this game, really aggressive, fast moving going forward. And the combinations of their players are looking really impressive at this early stage in pre-season as well. Max Burgess opening the scoring before Dobson and Mizunuma added a couple goals in the second half. And look, Macarthur FC, they did have a couple opportunities here and there throughout the game, but ultimately credit to Newcastle Jets defence who held on against a good Macarthur FC team who they had some debuts of some of their new players off the bench as well, but weren't able to make the comeback. Newcastle Jets holding on for the 3-0 victory. Their attacking players just impressed me so much. They've now scored 10 goals across the last 3 Australia Cup games. Coming up against Avondale, again, looking at what Avondale did in that quarterfinal and the way Newcastle Jets are playing right now, again, I'm expecting a high scoring game. The other semi-final as well, Heidelberg United hosting Auckland FC. So 2 really fascinating matchups. I mean, you've got 2 NPL Victoria sides who now at this stage in the Cup have ambitions to obviously go all the way, now have the confidence to go all the way, even though they are coming up against A-League opposition. And we will be doing our semi-final predictions video later on, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. But there's our recap for the quarterfinals, 4 really entertaining matches. Drop your thoughts and feelings on these matches in the comments. Love to hear from you guys, and stay subscribed for more Australia Cup content coming up right here on the channel with me, Lockie. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next one.